Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick and I'm talking with Glenn Ragunanan, Principal Analyst with Analyse Mason, and also with Liz Bavin, who is Product Marketing Manager at Amdocs. Ladies, gentlemen, both welcome. I'd like to ask you about the research and work you've been doing on the business case for vCPE, virtualized CPE. Glenn, I want to ask you first, as you were the one who was doing the lead on the research. Looking at the results of the exercise that you've had, what do you think are the three most significant things to come out of it for the industry?
So I think the first thing is that we found out that first movers, for the first time in a long time, first movers that implement technology, the business case is extremely solid and much more rich, which is not the case for past technologies. In terms of you do past technologies and you wait for it to get cheap, but at this point in time there's a lot of benefit in terms of billions of dollars. The second thing is that the enterprise business case for enterprise customers, most of virtualization is around cost savings, but this business case was actually centered around revenue. And then the third one was around residential vCPE. The business case was not as lucrative as you'd think, but it was more strategic. It still gave billions of dollars for large tier one operators that moved first.
Thank you. Liz, following up on that for you, same question basically, I can repeat it if you want, but what was the result as far as Amdocs was concerned?
I think for us, there's a couple of very significant things. I mean, the size of the business case I think is very striking. But I mean, we're all aware that NFV is a service provider driven initiative. And I think one of the things that came out very clearly is that two of their hypotheses are very clearly proven by these business case models. I mean, the first is that there's an expectation that NFV will bring cost reductions. And I think we can see that both in the enterprise and in the residential use case. But the other area where there is expectation around NFV is service agility. And I think again, the business case model demonstrates that very clearly, that virtualization is going to help with the question of service agility, both in terms of, you know, the time from order to cash, but even beyond that, bringing new services to market. And again, clear I think too that NFV on its own is not going to deliver that. That's what needed is automation of some of those key processes.
Okay, thank you. Glenn, back to you for the second question. Often in the case of a piece of research of any sort, you get the answers you expect for most of it, but there are some surprises tucked in there somewhere. Did that happen in this case? Was there anything unexpected came out of the research?
Yes, I will say, so first and foremost, a few years ago, everybody was trying to figure out, you know, what does it mean, right? You know, is it just a new techie thing? You know, will it actually do something for the business? And we did a kind of back of the envelope stuff. We weren't sure. The market wasn't as strong. Vendors didn't have solutions that they had today, and so forth. But what we found was that when we did it then, it actually didn't work out. This time it's extremely lucrative based on there's more strategic things, and it actually can impact profitability. So the EBITDA and stuff like that. We even looked at those types of metrics. Taking it up to by 4 percentage points, right? Just moving it up by 0.1 is significant in cases.
So over to you, Liz. As far as Amdocs is concerned, as you were concerned, was there anything surprising that came out of the research?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things really. I mean, as Glenn's already mentioned, the first mover advantage is very significant. And I think it's interesting to look at the opportunity cost, the NPV, for those service providers who choose to wait and see. So that I think is significant. But also the fact that when you look at scaling the model for service providers who don't have such huge numbers of enterprise sites or such very significant numbers of residential households where they migrate virtual set-top boxes, still the key metrics, the ROI, the payback, the IRR, all still apply.
Thanks for that, Liz. Now, final question to you. What does Amdocs have to do with vCPE, virtual CPE? And has the research you've undertaken with Analysis Mason confirmed to you that both your thinking and your roadmap are correct?
Yes, so in terms of vCPE, some 2 years ago, Amdocs launched what we call Network Cloud Service Orchestrator, which is our NFV orchestrator. And off the back of that, we've developed a specific vCPE solution, which takes our orchestrator, combines it with Juniper infrastructure, NFV infrastructure, and has an open partner ecosystem to allow a service provider to use any VNF from any vendor and to be able to fulfill those services. So that's kind of been the first step really in our NFV vision. But and clearly that kind of automation is needed to deliver the benefits that are shown in the business case. So I think there's no doubt about that. But looking beyond that, just this week we've launched a new product which we call Service Design and Create. And that actually is addressing the piece of the process that's offline at the moment, which is actually developing, onboarding VNFs, developing, designing, testing, and launching new services. And again, I think that's very critical when we look at monetizing this new technology.